Yo, what up? Peace and blessings to the fam. This is your big homie Jared with the Retro Insider. This is another edition of the Retro Recap where we talk about the hottest drops of the past week, go over what I picked up, some of the news headlines, and then wrap it up by giving you a preview of what's coming down the pipeline next week. So this is the second edition. Thank you guys for checking it out. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. All right, y'all, let's kick things off with the hottest drops that we had this past week. So we had quite a few from Nike and Jordan Brand, which made the week a little bit hotter than I think last week when we didn't have any retros. But I think by far the highlight of this week was probably the Air Jordan 8 Aqua. This is the OG colorway that we haven't seen in 10 years. A lot of people are excited about the colorway, and of course you can't please everybody. So some people were disappointed with the release due to the color of the gray that appeared on different parts of the shoe. I said it was too light. Now, me personally, I really like shoes to be true to the OG, and if it was light, then so be it. If it was maybe slightly different, oh well. The shoe really looks good in hand. I was able to get a pair from JD Sports, use a status coupon, and got $10 off. So that pair was for my cousin. So I was able to look at his pair and determine whether or not that was something I wanted to add in my collection. Now, I wanted to like it and buy it on release day. However, just being honest with myself, I knew I wouldn't be wearing it anytime soon. So it was a tough decision, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna pass, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks or months when it gets cooler and I'll be more prone to wearing that shoe, I might be able to pick it up and hopefully below retail. But anyways, let me know if you copped the Air Jordan 8 Aquas this past week, highlight release of the week. Now, early on in the week, we also had some more kind of obscure releases. We had the Air Max 95 black border in a colorway that is super some already classic OG colorway, but unfortunately, like all the other Air Max OG releases, extremely limited. I don't know of too many shops that even released these. Soul Links dropped a tweet on Monday morning to Slam Jam, and as soon as he released it, seemed like the shoes were sold out. So very, very tough to get the Air Max 95s this year. Hopefully Nike, please make them more accessible. God damn. So yeah, that was Monday. And I think later on in the evening, we had the Nike Air DT90T Protro in black, also released via exclusive access on Nike sneakers. Now this release was exclusive to only Atlanta area residents. So I don't even know how many pairs released, but I didn't see too many W's getting posted. So shout out to anybody who was able to get that pair. That's a controversial shoe. Some people say it's kind of, pointless, but I like it. I like the concept of it being a prototype that is now made available to the public. We got the white pair earlier this year, and to be honest with you, that black pair is magnifique. The better of the two by far. Hopefully, once again, Nike makes that more accessible to the masses. We need that later on because god dang, I need that joint for sure. So, following up, we also had the Air Jordan 3 Women's Starfish. That was a pretty good release coming on Friday. Sold out. A lot of stores had only small sizes online. So a lot of people was checking for those, probably men and women. And then last but not least, we had the Kobe 6 Protro in the total orange, highlighting the WNBA. So very, very striking shoe, eye-popping, which the Kobe 6 is no stranger to those type of, colorways. We got the Grinches on there as well. So yeah, I got that one from Footlocker on the app, reserved it in store, used 20 boost, which once again, I never know how many boosts to use on a shoe, especially ones that's kind of more hyped. Maybe, this shoe wasn't extremely limited, but you can always take L's easily on Kobe. So I went with 20. Got the dub, but let me know how many you were using on the app if you were able to cop a pair. So that's been it for the releases. Sleeper pick of the week, DT92 Proto in the black. No doubt about it. All right, so getting into the review that made it to the channel and also some of the pickups. So as far as the review this week, man, I put up a Nike Air Max TL 2.5 review. This shoe is in the Varsity Maze colorway. So this is like relatively obscure model that Nike brought out of the archives for 2025. been dropping a lot of colorways at a lot of different stores, and this Varsity Maze colorway spoke to me, being that it's in the colorway of my college alma mater. So this is a hidden gem in my opinion. Y2K type styling, so pretty trendy right now, but features pretty much all that you would want out of just an everyday runner. Comfortable, you know, has a nice design, striking look. Also full length air unit, which takes me back to being a kid, man. I love that particular feature of the shoe. So if you want to check out that review, I'll throw a link up in this video. Now, as far as other pickups, I'll throw a picture up on the right now so you can see. We got the Air Force One Flax. It ain't fall yet, but I'm getting ready. Now we got the Nike Air Initiator, classic budget sneaker that we got from Nike.com. Very accessible, clean for fall rotations. Then we also have the Nike Air Trainer 3 in the USA colorway. This is my reach back pickup for this particular week. Got it off GOAT for a decent price. And then we also had a New Balance 998 Grade A, which is arguably my most exciting pickup. Found it at the outlet in New Balance for $60. Can you believe it? I think that's the best deal I've found on a brand new pair of New Balance in a while. So for more details on all of the pickups, you can always check out this blog post associated with this particular video on the retroinsider.com. Looking ahead to next week, man, we got a solid week of releases. I'm talking about pretty much all week we got heat dropping. So early on in the week, what we have is some collab shoes from Arch Rec. We got the Nike SB Dunk and Trainer 1 coming out on Tuesday, July 22nd. These are shoes, creative use of colors and textures and things of that nature. So they actually did also have I guess like an early drop on their website this week. Forgot to mention that. Very limited quantities. Of course, Soul Links dropped a link. By the time I clicked on it, pretty much most of the sizes were gone. So if you are interested in that pair, I'm sure it's not going to be the easiest shoe to get. So good luck to everybody looking to get a pair of either the Dunk or the Air Trainer 1. Now, also on July 22nd, which is Tuesday, we got the Nike Air Force One NY versus NY. Clean, fresh, different colors, iridescent swoosh, pretty much a white shoe though, so great summertime selection. Previous releases were any indication, this is going to be a pretty difficult shoe to get. So if you interested in copping a pair, get all your ducks in a row lined up for Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Those shoes will be released on Nike sneakers. Now later on in the week, like we discussed last week, we got the Armand Meunier Air Jordan 5 Black Collective releasing on Armand Meunier's website alongside the Air Force One and Air Max 95 that released, what was it, a couple of weeks ago. So great shoe, great message, great initiative. Check those shoes out. Definitely going to be a must cop for a lot of people. I already own a pair, throw a review up in the video, but I'll also probably be going for another pair myself. The merch made from cotton grown by black farmers. So support a great shoe. Now, wrapping up the week on Saturday, we got the Air Jordan 4 Rare Air featuring the Nike Air on the back. That's coming out July 26th. Clean pair, arguably the best of the Rare Air pack that has been released so far. Some might say the 3s, some might say the 4s. Any way it goes, going to be a highly in-demand shoe. Not supposed to be too rare, but at the same time, it's an Air Jordan 4. It's a retro. You definitely got to be on your P's and Q's to make sure you secure a pair. Raffles for that particular shoe are live across the board. You know, talking about Footlocker, Hibbett. I even see Dick's had those. DTLR is probably open. And last but not least, Snipes. They usually do theirs on Thursday, only for Thursday. So if you want to pick a pair up from Snipes, if it's in your area, go ahead and mark your calendars for Thursday. So that shoe, the Rare Air 4s, will be releasing on July 26th. Now, all of the shoes that I released today, pretty fire in my opinion, but one has to take the cake over another. So which one of these releases is probably the ones that you're going to be going for the most? So just let me know in the comments below. If it was me, I'm gonna say the Black Collective, but since I already have that, close second probably gonna be that Air Trainer 1. I kind of want to see that particular shoe in hand. Looks crazy to me. Maybe compare it to my traditional Air Trainer 1 too, to see if there's any, fit or construction differences. But that's been it for releases. Let's get into the community spotlight. Before we get out of here, as promised, I got to give these two guys the proper shout out, man. These are two guys on Instagram that are always liking and supporting the content. Many others do the same as well, but these two that really stand out the most. They've been around for a while supporting the Retro Insider. So shout out to Mark Nish. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Mark. And also Jonathan Ramos. Two, like I said, day one supporters. Yeah, man, really means a lot the way y'all interact with my content, man. So I appreciate that. And if you guys want to be featured on a segment, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, YouTube, leave a comment, stay engaged, and I'll definitely consider featuring you in the future. But anyway, guys, that's been it as far as the retro recap for the week of July 13th through the 19th. Went over quite a few shoes, quite a few deals, quite a few things coming up in the next week. Hopefully I can refine this thing even more, but I appreciate you taking the time. So if you have made it to the end of the video at this point, go ahead and hit a like and comment again saying you made it to the end, man. I appreciate all the love and support you guys are showing. Good luck to anybody going after any particular shoe this week. And yeah, a full blog post of this particular video will be posted on the retroinsider.com, where you can find links to everything, every shoe mentioned in this particular segment. So yeah, this is a great opportunity for you to check out even more details related to this particular segment. But anyways, guys, it's been real. It's hot as hell. Gotta get my hat off and wipe the sweat under my brow. Good Lord, it's hot, this light. But anyways, I'm out. Until next time, see y'all next week. Stay humble and proceed.